ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe for things.
Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Hot Toys action figure review on Marvel's Spider-Man Homecoming movie masterpiece, MMS 42616 scale deluxe version of Spider-Man. If you're trying to get your Hot Toys, you can get them at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And this is actually not my figure. I am borrowing this deluxe version from a friend. I actually have the regular version pre-ordered, so I will definitely have a version of this figure in my collection. Very nice packaging. I like how we have the spot varnished Spidey logo in the background over there along with the Spider-Man. That's really cool. And then on the side, this is all spot varnished. It says Spider-Man Deluxe version. On the back, you can see the Spidey head, which is not spot varnished. And then we get some more text right there. And then we get some more spot varnished text on the top and along with some nice webbing right there. I dig that. And then we get the same thing at the bottom right over there. And then this is held together via magnet, which is pretty cool. And you can lift this up, open it, and you get the Spidey signal right over there. Along with all the people responsible creating this figure. You can't forget. And then on this side right here, we have the figure inside. Alright, let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's the Spider-Man Homecoming figure out of the packaging. And this is a great figure. Very posable. A lot of awesome accessories. You can see that I have the deluxe version accessories added right over there. And I also really like the accessories that just come with the regular version of the figure. He does have that book right there that is being held with some wax. You cannot get that figure to hold that book for anything, man. That's one of the frustrating sides of this figure, amongst some other things. So there are frustrations with it, but I do like it. Let's get into the accessories, and then we'll get a closer look at Spidey. Now, for the love of Peter Parker, please read your directions before you start messing with the figures. There are limitations here, so it's very worth reading the directions. Here's looking at the base, which comes with a dynamic stand, which I really like a lot, and I like the pattern that we're seeing right over here. We get this nice webbing all the way throughout, or it's like part of the suit. Looks really cool. Nice glossy laminated section right there, and then the rest of this is all rough, and then we get this awesome looking plaque, which you can see Spider-Man right there. I still have the plastic on it, but we get some webs. It says Peter Parker, and then we get the bendy stand, which is very appropriate for a Spider-Man figure. You can see we get the nice felted material on the inside of this, and apparently if you have the homemade suit version, which I do have, I'll be reviewing that later on, hopefully next week, you can attach the two stands together to get some extra height for your Spider-Man poses, and I'll try showing that off when I review the homemade suit version. So here's all the accessories minus the Tom Holland head sculpts that come with just the regular version of the figure. I will show off the deluxe version accessories in a moment, but wow, we get a lot of interchangeable hands. We get these web grabbing hands, we get these wall crawling hands, we get these relaxed hands, and we get some whipping hands and fisted hands. I wish we did have grabbing hands so that he could grab his book or his mask. It's really tricky getting him to hold the book or the mask with these regular grabbing hands, and to get a close look at some of these hands, they look great. Nice sculpted detail. I love how the cobwebbing pattern looks. You know, it's not too strong, not too faint. They look awesome. I really dig them a lot. The wall crawling hands. I like how the whipping hands came out. Here's a look at the book. It says Science Today, and then on the back it says Science Today, and then we actually get 2 pages inside here that are reprinted all the way throughout. But I think that's awesome that we actually have paper pages on the inside of this thing. That is incredible. We get the mask right there, which you cannot put on the head. It's just an accessory, and don't try to remove the eyes or anything like that. So this is pretty cool, and it's made out of an elastic material, so it's pretty sweet. We get 4 web shooters. We basically get 2 different kinds of web shooters. One where you could plug in the webs, and the other one where you can't. But both look good. I don't think we needed the extra set that doesn't have the port for the webbing. You know, I would have been fine just owning these, but hey, in case I lose one or something. But yeah, the web shooters look really good. Nice glossy black paint on them. And then we get the web wings, which I'm going to show off later on, but man, I really love the details. We get some nice translucent plastic right here. Nice little wrinkles in there, and the black paint. It looks great, and these are magnetized too. You can see a little bit of the magnet right there. And then we get the headphones, which look good too. These look like some nice Sennheisers. I'm not sure, but and they don't. No, they're not adjustable at all. And then we get this backpack, which is great. I really like this a lot. Nice beige color. And then you can actually make the zipper open, and it has some foam padding in there. I don't know if it's actual foam padding, but yeah, you can see that we get a little bit of like cotton on the inside of that. And you could lift up this zipper as well. And yeah, those are the only two zippers that actually function on here, which is pretty awesome. And the straps are actually really cool too, because they have bendy wire in them. I like that. I'm sure you could adjust this right here. I have not tried doing that, but I love that we get the bendy wire so that you can make it sink down, you know, his back and make it look natural. Then we get these 5 different webs. You can see that we get the shooting webs right here, which look great. I like those a lot. And then we get 2 of these longer swinging ones right here. These look good, or they could come out of the web shooters too. Then we get this longer one for swinging that actually has this bent piece right here, and you could use that to port into his hand. They say to try to pull through, not push down with this, but yeah, pretty good looking webbing. Then you also get this piece, which is really cool. I dig this a lot. You know, it's the attachment part, and or where it splays out at the end. You could go ahead and port one of these guys right through here so that you could have him attaching to a wall or something. So I think that's pretty awesome that we could do that. Actually, you should put it on the other side right here. There's less of a gap, so yeah, that actually looks a little better. Yeah. And then we get all these interchangeable eye pieces, which are fantastic. I'm just going to show pictures over here of the wide open eyes, and then we have the eyes slightly more closed, and then we have a little bit more closed, and then we have the squinty eyes, and then we have the beady red eyes for enhanced combat mode. And I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how to put the eyes on in a second. And then we get these 2 stickers of the Spidey logo that's projected from his belt, which is really cool. We get this one right here, and then we also get this one right here. I'm not sure if one is specific to Civil War and the other one's specific to Homecoming, but I'm glad that we get 2. And then here's the accessories that come with the deluxe version, which is an extra $22. It's not a bad deal, I guess. I mean, this is a pretty good looking vulture helmet that we're seeing right here. Nice paint apps. I like that we get this little black wash over the green. You can see some silver wear on the sides and on some of these edges, so that's pretty cool. Has 1 strap on that side, a bit more silver bits on this side, so not too bad looking. Empty in the inside right over there, and you're not supposed to put this on the Spider-Man head or any head at all. Nice silver paint apps, and then you can see the shining green eyes underneath, which is really cool. I guess they use this metallic paint or something in there, so you can see that come through that translucent visor. That's pretty sweet. Then we get his blazer right here, Midtown High School, or Midtown School of Science and Technology. You can see a little emblem right there. Nice bright yellow color for this. I like it. Get some buttons right down there, and I will demonstrate putting these on and off, you know, for all you that need to see all that. And then you can see the sweater right here looking pretty sweet, you know, nice hoodie, nice very soft material. And the zipper actually does function, even though I'm not going to demonstrate using the zipper. But getting on to demonstrating how to put this on the figure, it's not too bad at all. You just need to take off the web shooters, and you need to take off the hands. And by the way, it's very easy to take the hands on and off this figure as well as the web shooters. I really like that we get this space of plastic right here. It makes that very easy to do. But anyway, you do want to put the hoodie on first, and this is a very light fabric that we're using right here for this, so I'm putting that on. But you can see how he looks with just the hoodie on right there, you know, doesn't look too bad. And of course you could put this over his head if you'd like to, but to get the blazer on there as well, again throwing the arms back, and I will go over the articulation in just a moment. And you could weave this right through here. It's really tricky demonstrating this on camera. Now, one thing I do is that I don't like putting the web shooters on. They're hidden, but to demonstrate putting on one of the web shooters on anyway, you can see, you could weave it on through right there. I just prefer not putting the web shooters on while having him, you know, wearing the blazer on and everything, and it gets bunched up right over here, so I'm going to take that off. But you can see he doesn't look too bad having this on here, you know. I do tend to like to scooch the shoulders back a little bit more so I can get this drooping down here. That's actually one little gripe with it. It gets tricky to do that, but hey, yeah, it still works out pretty well. So here's looking at the masked head sculpt, and I think it looks great. I'm very pleased with this. I think they did a great job capturing this material and the way it looked in the movie. I think they did a fantastic job with this cobwebbing pattern. It's not too strong. It's very subtle, like how it looked in the film. I think they did a great job with that. I'm very pleased with it. He does have the seam running through the top of his dome right there, which can be bothersome sometimes. Most of the time I don't really notice it. Like, you know, like right over there you can see it gets a little droopy, but this thing wraps around the whole head. It looks really good. Another downside though is that, you know, if you're posing the figure or you're taking a picture from the back and you don't have this covered, you can see some of the plastic exposed right over there. So that can be a little tricky to work with. with, but for the most part it looks great. And I think the eyes look really good. I mean, we already looked at all the different kinds of eyes, but I don't know if you could see it. There's this very subtle mesh pattern inside the lens right there, and I think that is great. I love that they all have that. That is fantastic. Then you can see the aperture right over here for the lens too. Looks great, man. I'm gonna keep saying looks great. Now, one thing that's not fun to do is switching the eyes out. Oh my goodness, I was so frustrated with that at first. I was looking all over for the little magnet because these are held in via magnet. So I thought they gave us something like what they did with the Deadpool, but they did not. So you don't get anything like this to try to remove the eyes, and that's tricky to do. And I tried using this on here, but it'll stay to his face, but it's not going to pull the eye out. So that's frustrating. What you need to do is get your fingernail and make sure those of you weirdos that chew your fingernails, I think that's so bizarre. Stop chewing your fingernails. It's gross. Especially if you're a toy reviewer. If you're a toy reviewer and you chew your fingernails. But anyway, I recently cut my nails and I have just enough to reach in there. So you want to just pick on a side to dig in there and peel away, and it is very scary the first time you do it because I could have sworn I was going to damage the figure, and I do feel like you can only do that a certain number of times until you actually do. But here's reaching in, and I try to pick a different spot so I'm not always digging into the same spot of the figure. So let's try a little bit closer to the corner. I mean, you could do this anywhere, but I tend to, pick a spot closer to this edge out here. But oh god, I hate doing this every time. Yeah, there it goes, and they come off right there. And then just to demonstrate, you could slap on one of these, and I don't know, let's pretend it's malfunctioning and give them, one of these too. So yeah, there you go. It's okay, but it works. And another thing I need to say too is that I feel like the whole eyepiece is actually recessed into the head a little too much. It looks a little weird. I mean, I was just rewatching the movie again, and it's not as sunken into the head as we see on the figure, but it's very, very close. So it's not awful or anything. I just wish that it wasn't as recessed into the head as it is. So anyway, removing this, and then popping on the Tom Holland head sculpt. I want to make sure I have that on there all the way. Typically, Hot Toys does a great job on these face sculpts, and this is no exception. I really dig that. That really looks like Tom Holland to me. It's actually creepy sometimes, man. It looks like there's a dude here. I like how they get that skin tone, and you have that soft pink speckling throughout, just making it look very realistic. I think the eyes look really good and everything. I like how the hair has this little bit of shimmer to the brown, so that's great. Nice hair sculpt in here. Great job. Yeah, Hot Toys is known for this. I mean, JC, you're killing it, man. JC Hong, he knows what he's doing. To look at the rest of the suit, I think they did a great job with it. I really like the texturing of it, and I like how Droney looks. The directions tell you do not pick at Droney. He is not removable. And then we get this, I don't know, it's like this rubbery plastic material, which is great. It's very durable, and you can see it runs through right here. Got these nicely painted sections with the material. On the blue parts, it's slightly different than it is with the red. The red is definitely more coarse than it is on the blue. I think they did a fantastic job with this. I like the design and everything. Get the Spidey logo in the back. Looks really good. The suit came out looking great. Spider butt. And you get a little bit of gappage over here, but you could always adjust that as you like. There's the cartridges right there. Oh man, I'm very pleased with this. One thing that is a little frustrating though, and they warn you to not leave the figure in dynamic poses for extended periods of time, and I have not done that. However, still, we get some wrinkles showing right here on the thigh. So yeah, to my buddy that's letting me borrow this, once I get mine, yeah, I'm willing to trade, because I'm just going to assume that's my fault. But I really made sure not to leave him in dynamic poses for, longer than just like a minute, just to take the pictures. But anyway, that's frustrating. Looking at the legs, or the rest of the legs anyway, looks great. And then, oh man, the boots right here look fantastic as well. And I love how they've got this worked out so that this looks natural over the boot while maintaining some really good ankle articulation. It can get a little saggy right there. Then here's looking at the bottom of the feet. Oh, and I did want to show how to apply one of the web wings onto the figure. So you want to get the arm moving outward like so. And we have a magnet right here and up here. And it just fits right into the armpit of the Spider-Man. And you want to have it curved so that, the wind is picking up underneath the webbing. and I love how easily that just snaps onto the figure. That is brilliant. This is really one of the best functions of the figure. I think Hot Toys just killed it with this. This is remarkable. Now to show the head articulation with the Parker head sculpt on there, he'll look up that far and he'll look down quite a bit, and of course you can turn the head side to side and you can tilt it. If you're gonna have him looking up and then to the side, you always want to move it vertically first and then turn to the side. So that's what the directions say. But popping this off and then putting on the Spidey head sculpt, and you could really feel the fabric move under your fingers as you put this on here. I did have to secure that while holding the figure in my lap, and he still has the crazy eyes. But yeah, you can turn this head side to side. He'll look up really far. The neck joint, you can get them both looking up that much, and you can get the head and neck moved looking downward that far. But again, you can see the plastic kind of showing up, and you do get some head pivot right there. We do get shoulder joints in here that move forward and back. I think that's great. And then we get these clicky shoulder joints right here that move outward. I love that. That is awesome. Oh, and the armpit joint also moves up and down a little bit, but the shoulder joint will allow, they say to not move it more than 90 degrees, but if you really wanted to push it, you could. And then you can move the arms forward that much and back the same amount. You get rotation at the bicep, you get double jointed elbows, and then we get the wrist pegs that swivel and they hinge up and down or side to side depending on the configuration. We get a diaphragm joint right here that crunches, then it will crunch back just some, and then we get some swiveling at the diaphragm, and then we get some diaphragm pivot, but not a whole ton. I wish we did have more pivot right there. We also get waist crunching, so with both of those joints going forward, it'll go forward that much. Then with both joints, waist and diaphragm, it'll move back that much. We also get a little bit of diaphragm pivot, and you can turn them side to side at the waist. The hips will move outward that far. I don't want to push it more than that, and he will kick forward a bit too, but I'm not going to push it more than that. And back a little bit, get an upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, and then the ankles. Oh man, this is great. The ankles move down, they move up, they rotate side to side, and he has ankle pivot. Really good ankle pivot too. I'm very pleased with that ankle pivot. It'll move outward as well. Plus we get great toe articulation. The foot actually splits at the bottom right here so that we get some good toe articulation. I really like that a lot. Now to measure out this Hot Toys Spider-Man figure, you could see that he's standing just a little over 12 inches tall. And then for a size comparison, here's the Spider-Man Homecoming figure next to the Captain America Civil War movies Captain America, and then we have the Age of Ultron Mark 45 Iron Man. I do want to get that Mark 46 eventually. If you want to see a great quickie review on the Mark 46, I highly recommend you check out Sean Long's video. He just recently posted that. Link in the description below. But I do like the height differences between these three. I think that actually works out really well. I think Spidey should be much shorter than these other two characters. Oh, and in case you're wondering, you can have this Spider-Man hold the Cap shield. That looks pretty cool. And then just for geeky purposes, here's the Homecoming Spider-Man figure next to the Deadpool Hot Toys figure. And I would love to see these two share the screen together. I think it's likely to happen, especially with Disney saying that they're not going to make any changes to Deadpool 2. I mean, it's likely to happen, isn't it? Isn't it? And then here's the Homecoming Spider-Man figure next to the Netflix series Daredevil from Hot Toys. And I love that we have two solid versions of these in the same universe. I can't wait until they meet each other. And another size comparison just for geek out purposes, we have the Doctor Strange Hot Toys figure next to the Homecoming Spider-Man figure, and these two definitely meet in the Infinity War movie. And then for your Hot Toys Spider-Man comparison, I'm surprised to see that the Homecoming is actually standing just a little bit taller than the Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure. Now, I like both of these a lot. I really like this Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure, but I gotta say, out of the two of them, I do like the Homecoming suit more. It just looks cooler to me. But I will say, the hip articulation on this is a little bit better than the Homecoming, and the suit seems to be a little bit more durable than the Homecoming, especially at the hips right over there. But we do get much better ankle articulation on the Homecoming, as well as much better shoulder joints. This guy, he had some shoulder joint issues and stuff. The other thing is the head staining thing that happened with this guy. We do not get that with the Homecoming figure. Just overall, I do like the Homecoming figure design a bit more. Then for your Spider-Man Homecoming figure comparison, we have the Hot Toys version, the Marvel Select, the Marvel Legends tech suit, we have the Mafex, we have the SH Figure Arts, and then we have the 3¾ inch from Hasbro. And you can see I really liked this Diamond Select Toys version. I really liked the colors on that, and it does seem a bit similar to the Hot Toys, right? But at the 6-inch scale, the Mafex is my favorite, and that really resembles the Hot Toys a lot.
Spider-Man Homecoming Party!
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And then here's a Hot Toys Homecoming Spider-Man figure next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. I'm a little confused. You're younger than me, but at the same time, you're way bigger than me. I think it's time to put you in your place, you little sprout. Come on, let's go! Let's go!
Enhanced combat mode initiated.
Ooh, what's it? Ah! Oh!
Oh, that's awesome.
And here's a Spider-Man figure with the web wings attached while also attached to the base, which is tricky to do. You kind of want to get the wings on more of the back side of the figure and have the pointy ends kind of resting just above the clamp right there, because you don't want that clamp pushing those web wings into the figure. It could damage the figure. But I still think that looks great, man. I really do like this figure. And I hope you guys liked my video. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. If you did like the video, hit the like button. If you like the figure, hit the like button. If you want to leave a comment, let me know what you think of both the figure and the review. Please go ahead and do so. You can see how that could be tricky right over here. If you want to subscribe for more Shartimus Prime videos, please hit that subscribe button as well as hitting the notification bell. And I have to thank all these awesome people over here for contributing to this YouTube channel and participating in the Shartimus Prime perks. Now, like I said earlier, I really like the figure a lot. I do like it more than the Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure, so this is probably going to be one of my ultimate favorite Spider-Man figures in my collection. It does get a SUD rating of...
I love it!
Which I think is very well earned, because this piece is spectacular. I really like it a lot, and I highly recommend it. If you want to see a photo gallery of images, it'll be over at marvelousnews.com and ShartimusPrime.net, and don't forget to follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links to everything in the description below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
I'm gonna play with my toys today. Well, I don't care what my people say. I'm gonna play with my toys today. Can't have one, I gotta get them all. Time to make a trip to the local mall. Oh yeah!
That's crispy.
Hey, new Shartimus Prime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face, I said my shot in your face, I said my shot,